So if you guys are here, you see that we are hiring flight attendants, and JetBlue applications are going to open up January 1st at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Really briefly, I just want to go over some tips to increase your chances of getting hired by the airline industry. So I'm going to go over some tips on how to get hired by the airline industry, and once I do that, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask away. All right, so tip number one, if you guys are new here, like I was just saying, I'm gonna go over tips to increase your chances of getting hired by an airline. JetBlue's opening applications January 1st at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Some of the crew that I'm here with, I'm on a layover right now, they said they might come down and hop in and answer some questions as well, because I'm not well versed on answering all the questions, but I'm going to answer as much as I can. If I don't answer your question in this chat, what I'm going to try to do is within the next 48 hours, I'll answer the questions that weren't answered in this video down in the comments below. All right, so let's get into this really quickly. Some tips to increase your chances of getting hired. Number one is cover letter and resume. What happens with these processes is they get thousands of applications, and it's like unreasonable for them to be able to go through all these applications at once and pick people. So what they do is they kind of weed out people. And what they do is, if you don't have a cover letter, that's probably check neg one, you're out. So make sure you have a cover letter. The cover letter basically just states what your interests are within the company, what value you're gonna bring. And I usually, with my cover letter, I put in some things like the core values kind of related to myself, how I related to their core values with the company. And then for the resume itself, make sure to incorporate some leadership, customer service, and volunteer service in there. Those key attributes right there are gonna look good on your application itself. And if you guys wanted, there is a couple Facebook pages that you guys can check out. I'll link them down below, but one of them is Aspiring JetBlue in-flight crew, I'm pretty sure. But I'll put those links down below as well. And these Facebook pages have admins in there that they go over a lot of stuff in there, like a whole lot of stuff. They're like basically recruiters on steroids, I would say. But they're very, very knowledgeable. Everything I see that they post in the group is good, and I highly recommend these groups. So once this video is done, I'll post them down below. But they there's another page, if you guys haven't seen my recent video, where I tell you that this lady, I think her name was Crystal, she was actually like offering to help people critique and redo their resume and cover letters. So pretty cool stuff. If you guys are here, hit that thumbs up button, please. That'd be pretty sweet. I'd appreciate it. Another tip for you guys to do when researching a company and applying for a company is to know about their culture, know about their core values, learn their mission statement, and do their values and their mission statement align with you. And that's kind of like went into my process when I got offered a job from American and JetBlue. And JetBlue's values kind of just aligned a little more with me, and I really love that they did a lot of community service. So that was something that you should look into when researching a company, and especially with JetBlue. If you guys are here, you're probably like, oh, I want to apply to JetBlue. Another tip would be, like I said earlier, join Facebook groups that your airline correlates with. So I'll post one that's like it's called like Flight Attendant Career Connections, where there's like flight attendants from all different industries. So you can hop in there and then you can meet friends. And the good thing about meeting other flight attendants is, one, if you get really close with them, maybe they'll like give you a cover letter or a recommendation. Recommendation is huge. That's gonna boost you up in the hiring process. Like I said, when they do the process, they kind of weed people out. And having a letter of recommendation is gonna help you out a lot. Really quickly. Hey, what's up, guys? Hello. Do you guys have any questions so far? I think I got like 3 more tips for you guys, and then I'm gonna open up to questions. A tip for booking flights on JetBlue. Well, if you are military, you can call JetBlue and they give you a 10% military discount, which is a cool thing to know. But what I used to do is I used to go to like Expedia. Expedia is really good to book any airline. So number 4, another tip would be to practice your interview skills. I talk about this a lot. The STAR format is huge. And if you guys don't know what the STAR format is, definitely Google STAR format. Learn how to answer interview questions with the STAR format. STAR stands for the situation, the task, the action you took, and then the result of that. And anytime you answer a question with positivity, it's gonna help out. What's up, guys? Yeah.
Hi. Hi. We're like, hi everyone.
You guys are good. All right, so we got Lena and Hernicia.
Hi.
Did I say that right?
Hernicia.
Hernicia. Jesus.
It's okay.
You guys need a seat.
You wanna?
My bad, guys. So I'm just going over tips to increase their chances of getting hired. I talked about cover letter, resume, researching the company. There's Facebook groups out there, like we talked about earlier. Practicing their interview skills. And then if you guys want to research the company a little more, like get more in-depth information about the pay or maybe even some interview tips or interview questions, Glassdoor is a really good website to go to. That helped me out a lot. And yeah, do you guys have any tips for the interview process or no? Open up to you guys.
When they ask you why you want to do this job, don't say because you love to travel.
Yes, that is.
I feel like that's what everyone's gonna say, and I think keeping safety in mind is like the top thing to say, like safety and customer service. So
yeah, definitely, and that they even say that too. They said that to me at least.
They said it before they
They're
even.
like,
don't tell us you like to travel.
Exactly. Everybody wants to travel, and yeah, definitely safety. Talk about their core values. Add that in there.
Definitely.
And yeah, those are some really good tips right there. How was your interview process? Like, did you guys do a group interview?
Yes.
Yeah.
You did? Okay.
So what I was gonna say is that when you do your interview, it's all about the team. So make sure you're not overpowering other people while you're doing the interview. Ask questions. Ask your, the opinions of your team members and stuff like that. And just decide as a team instead of doing it as like, okay, you guys are gonna do this, you guys are gonna do that. Decide as a team what you guys want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's like an individual interview section, and then there's a group interview section as well. So I think it's what you're talking about, right? When you do, so they bring you together with a group, and they want to see how you work with the team. Like they don't want to see you they want to see you take control, but they want to see you work well with the team. Like you don't want to be like that bossy leader. Like you want to push and pull for information and make sure everybody's on the same page, and even workload is going to help as well. And don't try to be like take the spotlight and shine. Like that's gonna stick out. Like there's like a way to do it without making yourself look bad. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like
just teamwork makes the dream work. So
yeah.
Like I think you can show your individuality and leadership in a way, but don't forget that at the end of the day, it really is about teamwork. So
yeah, 100% teamwork. And then we get a question, do I need my passport when I'm doing the application process? Yes, you do need a passport. What is it? It has to be
6 months.
6 months before expiration.
Yeah.
So definitely work on getting that. I think you can get it like expedited within a week. So
I'm pretty sure you need it before you even apply too, because I think they ask for it. So
Jetblue security here in St. Martin. I'm interested in becoming in flight. That's awesome, man. What? Are you gonna apply on January 1st or no? Yes. How was your timeline? How long did it last for you guys? It took me like 4 months, I think, from start to finish. So
to get the hire date, like I think you apply and then it was like a month for the response.
5 months for you?
Yeah. And then after you got hired, I think I got hired in October, and I think my training date was in January. So.
Oh wow, mine was shorter than that.
Yeah.
I applied in April, got hired in June or July, and my class date was in September.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
No, they're accepting internal applications right now. So since you're JetBlue Security, you can apply internally now. So definitely get on that and knock that out quick before they open it up to external applicants on January 1st. But briefly, my timeline, I applied January 2018. I received my initial questionnaire mid-January. I got offered the video interview February 1st. I did the in-person interview February 7th. And then, I got offered the in-person interview February 7th. I did the interview March 12th. And then I got hired and had a training day April 25th. And that's a good thing to know. So the start of your benefits start the day your training date starts. So as soon as you get to training, that's when your benefits start. So you can start adding family to your flight benefits. And does that include your
Significant other.
Yeah, and your significant
Yeah,
other
because I
too?
flew mine out for graduation.
Okay,
So, yeah.
so that's pretty cool perk right there. How long you been here for a while?
Almost 3 years in February.
Okay, so she's been here for 3 years. She's been here for a while. You're still on reserve, right?
Yes.
So how is that? You want to talk a little bit?
I actually love reserve. We were actually just talking about that at dinner tonight. I don't mind it. I want to work the least amount of hours as possible. But while you're on reserve, you can pick up hours if you want. So that's kind of like a perk for me, because when I get bored, I can pick up off the open time. And then when I don't want to work, I sit at home and still get paid. So to me, it's like a win-win situation.
I could do 30 hours this month, but you get the guaranteed 75,
Yeah,
which
that's
is nice.
Yeah.
Hey, let's see.
I know.
I've always wanted to be a flight attendant, but unfortunately I can't because I need Dallas. I really enjoy it. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate it, man. You could always, maybe even do gate agent if you want, because then you can still get the flight benefits if that's something that interests you. So think about that, because I think they're hiring gate agents as well. So just because you can't be a flight attendant doesn't mean you can't have the benefits of flying free. If I live in the Caribbean, what all would I have to get to be able to work in the States? That's a good question.
My friend lives in the Bahamas and she wanted to apply. It's a long process.
Is it?
I know you have to get like a visa.
Okay.
But I'm not entirely sure how it works. But I know it takes a minute to get all that paperwork and stuff situated. But it's possible. So
I guess, I'll get a little more information on that, and then I'll answer that question a little more in the comments within 48 hours. But yeah, basically it sounds like you need to get a visa and then reach out to a recruiter. That's going to be your best bet, because they're going to be able to get back to you quicker and have better information than I'm going to. Any other questions about the job? Like what the interview process was like, training was like, reserve was like? Is there image requirements? There's no image requirements. What do you mean by image?
No, they used to be though.
Emirates does.
Really?
Yeah, like
We'll
way
send a picture. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So Jetblue doesn't do that. So.
JetBlue doesn't do that. So if you're thinking about it. What locations are open for the new FA? So we have 5 locations.
Yeah, pretty much.
But you're most likely 99% going to get JFK or Boston.
Yeah.
But then there's options to transfer to Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, and then Long Beach.
Oh, yeah.
Stop and sit. Yeah, man, I was in St. Martin a couple weeks ago with the family for vacation. It was awesome.
It's beautiful there.
What if you're a green card holder, you have a passport from your home country, but not the U.S., can you still apply? That's another really good question.
I think if you can apply to the countries we fly to.
Yeah, again, you're probably going to need to get at least a visa for this country, because if you don't have the U.S. specific on there, that's not going to help. Oh, yeah, if you have visible tattoos, can you cover them up? Because if you can cover them up, you could definitely go through the interview process.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of people that have sleeves, tattoos that I've met. So, what's the most difficult question you guys are asked on the interview?
My most difficult question was who. Hold on, let me think about it for a second. Do you know yours?
I think mine was what's your greatest weakness, but I like turned it into more of a positive
Yeah.
because I think it was
Do you
like
remember how you answered it?
I think it was like being too caring. Like that was my answer. Like
Oh.
that's my biggest
That's one of our
weakness
values.
is like just caring too much
Yeah.
for something. You know.
Mine was like not knowing how to say no, and
Yeah,
but
so
I
you
learned to
can turn it around.
multitask.
Yeah. That's probably mine.
I don't know. I don't think any of the questions were that difficult. I'd have to get back to you on that one. But I mean, yeah, the weakness one, yeah, it's like,
You're like, what's your
oh, it is. Because you
I have
think about
none.
you
I'm just
probably
kidding.
only think about your strength, you know.
Yeah.
Mine was crazy. It's like, who views you as like a hero or something.
Oh
And I
really?
said my son.
How stressed were you guys during training?
Whew.
Oh my God.
Pretty stressed.
It is,
but,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's 31 days of stress, if that's what you're wondering. There's a lot of tests. I think you maybe had 1 or 2 days where you didn't have a test out of those 31 days. So you're always studying, you're always preparing, and you're always on edge because you're like, oh no, I could fail a test. But at the end of the day, it's not hard information. It's just a boatload of information that they're throwing at you. So if you can just learn to just take it one test at a time instead of looking at the big picture, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Make friends, use those study rooms.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Also, do all of your CBTs, your computer-based training, because most of the questions that you're going to see on your test is going to be in those CBTs.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, we got that before we went to training too, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So they'll send you a package before you go to training that has like things you need to study. So
Yeah, there's like the blue cities, airport codes.
Yeah.
What else was there? I think the requirements, clothing requirements.
Military time.
Yeah. Military time. It's, yeah.
Actually, so what would you recommend for those interested in being a pilot? So she is on her way to being a pilot, which is awesome. So what would you recommend from the civilian side?
Do a lot of research. There's a lot of different ways you can go. There's a Part 61 school, which is like a pay-as-you-go, and then there's a Part 141 school, which is like ATP, like those 2-year fast-paced programs. So do research, figure out how you want to pay for it. If you know pilots or, ask them questions. That's all I do is literally ask all the pilots questions all the time. But definitely do your research and figure out how you want to go about paying for it.
There's a lot of grants out there, right?
There's a lot of grants, and then scholarships. Like I know you can't take a loan like for a school because it's not technically a university, but there is a lot of scholarships and grants. So definitely do your research. There's a lot of opportunity out there, and kind of figure out what fits best for you when it comes to how you want to go about your training. So.
And then if you want to go military, you have to take the SIF test or the AFOQT test for the Air Force. So that's another way to go. And then you have to do the flight physical, and they're really strict on the flight physical and like requirements. So I would talk to a recruiter. They're gonna. Oh, actually, we have a retired recruiter right here. 21 years. Thank you for your service.
And thank you for yours. And thank you
so
for your
guys,
service.
You don't have at JetBlue. You don't have a roommate in training, but I do know that when I went to my interview at American, they told me that I would have a roommate. So that was another reason why I didn't want to go to American. Not that I don't like American.
I don't know if you mentioned this then, but when you go apply in person, that's all all your travel and stuff. So make sure when you get your in-person interview date that you can physically get to where the interview's at.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing to point out.
Because they don't pay for it.
Yeah,
so.
they didn't pay for you to travel there, so it's kind of out of your pocket
Yeah.
expense. So if you really want this job, make sure you have the money saved up to fly to. It's usually in Orlando.
Mine was in Long Beach. I drove.
It's all the blue cities, I guess.
Yeah, any of the blue cities. So.
But American, they actually paid for me to fly out there, which was pretty cool. Good morning from Australia.
Oh, hi.
What's up? Are there still fires out there, Andrea? Well, it's never too late to still apply to be a flight attendant. Even though you got the job as AO, you can still apply.
Mm-hmm.
And now that you're in the company, it should be easier to transfer.
You have to wait a year.
Oh,
you have to wait a year?
Yeah, you have to wait a year.
Oh.
Once they get the job offer, they have to wait a year before they can apply.
I didn't even know that. So I guess you gotta wait
they
a
might
year.
as well take it.
Yeah.
So take the job and then do the internal application next year, and then you should be good to go. And thank you for the support. Appreciate it. Do I know is AO training, is it difficult? You were AO, right?
Yeah.
No,
No,
yeah.
the AO training is not difficult. It's 2 weeks. It seems like a long time, but it's just if you know how to use the computer, you'll be fine. All the information that you're gonna need is gonna be in the apps that they have you download. So while you're taking your test, you can actually open those apps and look up the answers. So as long as you know how to navigate through those apps, you'll be perfectly fine.
Cool.
Were your instructors helpful at training?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I love them. If Lulu's still there, was it Lulu?
I didn't
Or
have.
Lala?
I had Chris. I
Lulu,
had Chris
she's
and
awesome.
Blake.
Oh, I loved her.
Yeah, all the instructors were awesome from our perspective. They would even stay after class to go over stuff if you weren't understanding a concept. So they're there to help you. They don't want to see you fail. So yeah, you'll be fine. The instructors are great. Did Chandler give me a wet willy today? No, she didn't. I didn't see her today, so I got saved. Would you guys ever consider international flight attendant positions? Actually, JetBlue's flying international 2021, so
Yes.
soon enough we're gonna be doing it. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
To from Boston. That'd be crazy if you bump into each other. I'm always like excited to bump into like a subscriber that flies JetBlue a lot. Where do you fly? Like, what's your main locations, Ari?
All over the place.
Flight. Yeah, do you know anything about flight dispatcher?
What's that?
Is that
Like ATC?
Are you talking about air traffic control? Because my sister's husband is in air traffic control, and they get paid. I know they get paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
Very stressful, but they get paid
It's
a lot.
stressful. Yeah.
But actually, fun fact, it took him 5 years after college. You don't even need a college degree anymore to be air traffic control, but he went at the time that you needed it. He was like 100,000, 120,000 in debt. And it took him 5 years because they would hire minorities first, and he wasn't a minority. So if you're a minority, you're gonna get bumped up on the list, which would be nice. Is it true that JetBlue is getting wide body planes?
No.
No.
I mean, not that we know of.
Yeah, no, and as of right now, no. We get the A320 Neos
The Neos
The
are the
long
ones, and then
range.
the AT20s are what we're switching over for the smaller ones.
instead of the Embraers.
Yeah.
Thank God. Yeah, man. Add me on Instagram. It's Kellum22. I'll try to answer more questions for you. Boston. I've done turns to Nassau. I've done a vacation there, but not while working with JetBlue. Would I reapply? What do you mean?
Would you reply? Reply
Oh.
to what?
Like
Yeah,
for
but if you
airline or-
if you send me a message, I'll reply. I'm really bad at replying on my messages on Instagram because it's like overwhelming. So once in a while, I'll hop on there, like I'll feel like a spark of like motivation. I'm like, I'm gonna answer everybody's question, but it's difficult. There's a lot because like I gotta answer YouTube. There's Facebook. It's not that I don't like you guys. I do my best. New employees pay for the uniforms. No, you get free uniforms, and then you get a stipend every year,
and
to
you get
buy.
free luggage.
and you get free luggage, which is huge. That's expensive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that I have is all paid for by the company, which is nice. Bless you.
Thank you.
Do any of you guys commute? Yeah. So you said Phoenix.
I commute from Phoenix, and I'm based in Boston. It's not bad for me because I sleep on the plane, so like time goes by faster when you sleep. But
How's
it
this-
does.
When you're not working, right?
Well, yeah, but it's not terrible. We do have a flight on JetBlue that's a red eye back to Boston. But getting home can kind of be iffy. But I usually hop on American because we can fly any domestic airline for free on standby. Well, most. So I usually try to hop on American to go home. So it's not terrible.
How's
but
the
it-
standby list? Have you ever had like a point where there weren't seats for you? Like
Oh yeah.
You had to
Then I
call
had to wait at the airport.
oh.
I was stuck at the airport this Memorial Day for a good 14 hours just trying to get a flight anywhere. It was horrible. But we do have a system where you can do out of position 2 times a year. So if you show them that you try to book 2 flights and you can't make it to your trip, then they'll give you like an out of position. But I don't run into too much trouble. So
Yeah, I think what I would do if I was commuting, I would try to work the flight to work, and then just to make the extra money. But
I mean, if you can, like, if there's multiple flights, like, I usually just take the red eye in and then I start work a couple hours after we land.
that's tough. You get
But that's just me.
You plan on doing that forever?
I mean, well, I'm gonna become a pilot, so
Yeah.
I won't be doing
She'll
this
be
forever.
fine.
Yeah.
I worked for American Airlines. I was considering switching to Jetblue, but I wanted to know about the different bases. What do you want to know about the different bases? The locations? Because there's JFK, Boston, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, and then Long Beach.
Long Beach is super senior, so you would be on reserve forever. But Boston, JFK, you'd probably get a line within a couple years or so.
What's the worst passenger situation you have
Oh God.
faced, and what did you do?
I haven't had one yet. Bingo.
Oh man, I don't even know.
Knock on wood.
And, a lot of people will get angry about the overhead bin space because they think they
Oh my
paid. They think they paid for the overhead bin space.
Yeah, they don't
Some,
understand shared space.
Yeah, so I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to get too in detail with that because
Oh, sorry. Yeah, and they don't want to put their backpacks underneath their seat because they're like, well, I don't have
Oh,
a
the
carry-on.
triplets too.
Yeah, I don't have a carry-on.
yeah, we're all flight attendants with JetBlue. Yeah, you're gonna. Oh, so Ricardo, you applied already, and did you get an offer, or are you a training date? Yeah, most likely, which is gonna help me out. Boston-based, boost my seniority. So
Yeah.
thank you. So
Yeah,
make sure to
please,
come to Boston.
please
Yeah,
apply.
I've been holding a reduced line for like 4 months. If you guys have any more questions, let us know. I'm gonna stick on here for at least till 30 minutes. So I'll give you guys 3 more minutes. If you guys have any more questions about the interview process, about training. Currently based at Miami. I work for American Airlines. Have they got a Miami base? We have Fort Lauderdale, which is like 25 minutes
Yeah.
from Miami, so that should work. Oops. Didn't work.
You're working out.
I wasn't-
So,
I
20
was.
minutes.
Actually, funny story. I just ordered Chipotle, and I guess the order went through twice. So I got my order, went up. I went upstairs, and I got another phone call. He's like, "Hey, Chris, this is DoorDash. Your order for Chipotle is here." I was like, "I'm eating it right now. What do you mean?" He's like, "Chris K?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I was like, all right, I'm not gonna argue with him. Come downstairs and get
Yeah,
it."
it's fine.
So I checked my bank statement. I guess I'd order it twice. Congrats on the CJO. Yeah, right after the interview on my drive home, I got an offer for a job, and so did my girlfriend. We were both driving home. We checked our emails. How long before you can switch bases? Usually the first month.
90 days. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or is it 90 days?
Yeah. So the first time when you get your base at while you're in training, you have 30 days to switch it, and then you have 90 days after that. So every 90 days you can switch to whatever base you want to switch to.
If they have room.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
they
if they have
obviously
room.
if they have room. Yeah.
What's up, Chris? Thanks for hopping in here. Going to Boston in February? All right, man. I'll probably see you there.
It's gonna be cold.
Yeah, I know. You're picking a perfect time
I
to
know.
come. Do they pay for training? Do they pay you to attend training?
It's like a stipend, kind
Yeah.
of. But you don't spend any money because they provide you with a hotel. They give you like a stipend for food every day. So like
It's
you're not
like
really.
$38 a day.
The stipend?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they give you 26 for food.
Yeah. Which-
Yeah, it comes out. I think it covered my rent. I used to live in Jacksonville all the time. It covered my rent and utilities for that month. And then, like she was saying, it's a free hotel stay. And then they even pay for your food. So,
And it's like a little university. I love it. You stay in there, and then they have like a little kitchen. Oh, I love that place.
yeah.
They have a pool. It's awesome.
It is pretty awesome. I do miss JBU.
Yeah, yeah.
Place is cool. What else we got here? What's the worst airport to fly to? Probably JFK when they're under construction. Just because, like, Yeah, the takeoff times are like wrong. ASB. If you transition to Fort Lauderdale, how long will it be to receive a line? I can give you an estimate. I can't give you an exact answer, but
Isn't it like 3?
yeah, I think like
3
same
to 4 years.
Orlando and Fort Lauderdale. They're like 3-4 years.
I think Orlando's a little more.
If-
It's 3
okay.
to 4.
Isn't it?
They told us.
Whew, so 3 to 4 years.
3 to 4 years.
So
yeah.
so hang out in Boston for 3 to 4 years.
Come to Boston.
I know.
How long does the process take from application to possible CJO? Mine took about 4 months, and on average, I've been seeing about 4 months.
Yeah.
This is about the time I applied in 2018. What's going on here? What is the schedule like? So at AA, we do 1 month on and 1 month on reserve. That's that sounds good, but that also sounds bad. You start off on reserve, and then when your seniority gets boosted by hiring, you have the chance to hold the line. So they don't do that here at JetBlue.
But you can get a line within like a couple years.
Yeah, like how long would it take you to get a line at American Airlines? Whereas like I went Boston based, I got my line in 9 months, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. And you keep it. So.
Do they hire internationally? For gate agents. So, like our international locations. Is everything based on seniority?
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
I feel like that's a